Good evening, everybody. Mike Vacchi, PrincetonTrader.com with your Sunday night evening recap webcast. Well, new highs on Friday into the close. Summer Friday, slow day, boring day, and they melt it right up into the close and make new highs. We opened up about 2 minutes ago, and we're still making highs. We printed 1691 quarters. So for anybody over the weekend that said, oh, well, blow that off into the highs, sell that close, they're already a little bit nervous. Is this the top? I don't know. Neither do you, and neither does anybody else. But just keep your eye on the big picture, which is exactly what we talked about last week. What did we talk about? We talked about moving from 1370 quarter here all the way, we started here. We do this high up here. We retrace it 38%. Okay? And then we go up and we take out those highs. And what I said last week was, what about this chart tells us that just because we came up and matched the 85, or just because we printed 88.5, or just because we printed 91.5, is this necessarily over? Technical analysis tells you you're in an uptrend. You pull back on a fib basically perfectly, okay? Because you can see the green line here, and it's moved a little bit simply because the highs moved. But this 38% retracement of this move at the time came down and kissed it perfectly and just kept on going right back up into new highs. So what do I expect? I said, if we print 86s, we're going to print 1700. My position on this matter has not changed. I think it is much more likely that we print 1700 to 1703 before we get a significant pullback. The first area of exhaustion I was looking at is right in here, 1690 to 1693. And when I say exhaustion, I mean exhaustion to go back and test potentially the 1650 level. Okay, before going up and making highs. I'm not talking about a rollover. I'm not talking about the end of days. Everybody wants to talk about the end of days. The people that want to talk about the end of days are usually the people that are really, really short. Okay? But what I try to do for you guys here is just look at the chart. Gigantic uptrend, 38% pullback, new highs. So I would expect, we've already extended on the old highs by seven handles, 6.5 handles. Extending a little farther up into 93, 95 probably isn't really out of line. But then you have to start thinking about a pullback because we're a little bit extended. And we're only a little bit extended because, let's tighten up in here. Where's the upper band? 1711 is the upper band. So what you're going to need to have happen on this move, not even talking about a pullback, on this move you're going to need to not touch the upper band and pull back in kind of an exhaustion top. And I invite you to take a look on your own time, because we only have so long here, and find me a significant pullback that did not touch or breach the upper band during the course of this run. And I think if you split hairs, you can probably find one or two that ran for maybe 6-8 handles, and that may be all we're talking about here. But in general, nothing significant has happened absent a breach of the upper band like we had here. 1711. We're trading 92s. So be prepared. Understand your risk. Don't start throwing a bunch of contracts at this short. It's done nothing to demonstrate it's ready to roll over. Nothing at all. Keep that in mind. It's not going to roll over just because you want it to roll over. If you want to be short, do it slowly, do it prudently, but understand your risk. Okay, I'll be back in the morning with another webcast. The pivots are posted here with this. Just understand that the 45-day pivot, the peak price on 45-day pivot is we are not quite 50 handles. It'll be 50 handles at 94.5. So understand that. That's when we're officially stretched. Not even overbought. We're stretched at 50 handles. Have a great night. See you in the morning.